Hello geeks, my name is Vamp and you guys are watching Code with Vamp. In today's video, we are gonna cover the practical session of the Google Docking along with the Google Hacking database. In the part 1 of the Google Docking, we have already covered the theoretical portion related to the Google Docking. How it actually works, how it's a vulnerability in a Google search. If you want to get a clear idea of the background of the Google Docking, you can just go and watch that video first. I will put an I button here and the link in the description box. If you are already aware of the theoretical concept, then let's proceed with the practical session. What are the things that we can actually retrieve using this Google Docking method? Now this question is very important for you because you should know, what are the things that you can actually achieve using this Google Docking method. We are gonna definitely cover these things in a detailed version when we are doing the practical. Just for a little bit of motivation, I'm gonna give you a glimpse of the things that we can actually retrieve using this Google Docking method. Okay. So the stuff like username, password, emails, metadata, sensitive documents, financial information, or the web vulnerabilities. In other words, the Google Docking can be used to find vulnerable web application and servers. You can also discover the log files, hidden log files, OpenFTP servers, like the servers for downloading your movies for free and all these things, env files, ssh private keys, email logs, or the email contents, live camera, and home network cameras, pdf, and just talk about the confidential credentials like credit card details, debit card details, CVV number, and other highly secured information. All these things you can easily discover using this Google Docking method if somehow it is not protected by the original author. Okay. Now you have got a little bit of idea that what are the things that we can actually retrieve using this Google Docking method. So now let us move to the next question, and this is one of the most practical question which is very important. That is how to use this Google Docking. We have seen and understood all the concept and theories and the working of this Google Docking. Now it's time to get into the action. Prior to that, there are some prerequisite and precaution we need to follow in order to deep dive in this Google Docking. Okay, so the first important thing is you need a secure browser in order to avoid tracking and so that you don't fall in a bad trap. So here comes the part where I should tell you what will happen if you try to use this Google Docking for illegal activities. I am definitely gonna cover this module in the last part. Still, it's my duty to inform you about the consequences prior to delivering the information. Okay. So point number one: be aware that Google also knows who you are and when you perform this kind of query. Therefore, it is advised to use this Google Docking for good intention and learning purpose only. Point number two, some website owners' sensitive information is exposed on Google does not mean you can take advantage of it. Okay, so that particular author can sue you for the wrongdoing, and it's pretty easy to track you down even though you are using any VPN services. Point number three, be aware that Google will start blocking your connection if you connect from single static IP. So it will start asking for the captcha that you can see on the screen. So what will happen that if you start trying the Google Docking operators in your Google Chrome, initially it will allow, but after some time it will keep asking you for the captcha, and it is asking you that it is kind of automation by the robot or you're a human. So that kind of interruption will happen for every of your search. In order to avoid this kind of interruption or tracking, we will be using the Tor services. Okay, so we are using Tor services here so that we can learn about the docking easily. It does not mean you can use the Tor for the wrong purpose. Okay, so in order to use the Tor services, you can use the Linux operating system, or if you want, you can use it on your Windows operating system too. And if you want, you can use it on some virtualized operating system like I'm using. So here is my Kali Linux machine. It's a virtual Kali Linux machine, and I'm gonna use the Tor service here. Okay, so let me open the files, and I've recently installed the Tor here. It should be here. Okay, so just open this part in the terminal and let me make it a little bit bigger so that you can see it clearly. Okay. Now it's fine. So in order to launch your Tor, you just need to follow the simple steps. I hope that you have installed Tor on your operating system. If you don't have the Tor and you don't know how to install or use the Tor, you can just go on YouTube. There are a number of videos available how to download and install the Tor. Still, if you face any problem regarding the Tor installation and downloading, just let me know. I will make another video for it where I will tell you how you can easily install the Tor on your operating system and you can use it easily. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here, just type dot slash and then start, hit enter. So now the Tor browser is starting and the connection is establishing. And here we have our Tor browser. Okay. So the first and the most important thing was that we have to use the Tor services if we want to use the Google Docking in order to avoid the interruption and tracking. Okay. And the second important thing is you need to have an understanding for some of the basic key terms in order to get your hands in the advanced operators. So these key terms are like the keywords which will help you to dig the Google in order to get your target information. So let us have a look at the basic key terms and then again we will come back to our Tor and we will see how to use those advanced operator in order to get your desired information. So I have some figure for you so that it would be easy for you to get an understanding of the keywords and the key terms that we are going to use as an advanced operator. Whenever you visit any of the website, these are the information you can generally see in the URL bar. So it would be like http facebook.com slash something something something. The structure will be always same, only the stuff will change. Okay, so this whole thing is called site. I mean in the terms of the Google Docking, when you're going to dock for the operators and you wanted to search for some specific site, then you can use this particular keyword, that is site, site, all in the capitals. Okay, so how we have to use it, I'm definitely gonna tell you. I'm just giving you a basic understanding that how it's been actually structured. Okay, so this whole thing is site and definitely the index.php. So .php is the file type. So in order to access any of the content or the file type extension, you have to use this particular keyword, that is the file type. You can actually see it here. The file type can only search file extension, which may be hard to distinguish in the long URLs. Now this center part, apart from the HTTP and this file type, this can be accessed using in URL. Now suppose that if you don't remember the complete URL, but you remember that it is having a string of Johnny, suppose JOH and Y. Okay, so you can just use this in URL keyword or the operator, and you can after this in URL you can type Johnny and then you can probably get this particular result. So in this way you can use the in URL. Okay, I have something else for you. Wait. Okay, so apart from those basic operators, you will be probably seeing these operators also. So file type we have already discussed. You will probably see this particular operator also, that is in title. So whenever you go to the web page, there is a title for any of the web page, any of the website you will visit, there is always a title. If you are familiar with the HTML or HTML5, you can actually relate what is the title. So at the top of the website, you can see in the bold letters that could be the possible title for that particular web page. Okay, so if you remember the title of the web page, you can actually use this particular operator, that is in title, and after that what was the title or the strings that are involved in the in title. Then we have in text. So suppose there is some web page, and in the web page there are so many text written. So if you remember any of the text, or if you want to access some targeted text in any of the website, then you can use the in text operator. There is another option, that is num range. So if you're looking for any of the website where you wanted to look for some number range from this number to that number, then you can use this particular operator. Now I know that it's a bit of confusing to how we are going to use that, but don't worry about that. I'm definitely gonna tell you everything. So let me show you. This is the chart that we are going to use throughout this video, and this chart is like a guidebook to you, and these operators can be used to discover the content worth penny to millions. It will actually depend upon how creatively you are aware of the use of the operators and how efficiently you merge the operators to get your target result. Okay, so one by one we are gonna discuss each one of them, and you will get the clear idea. Okay, so here we have the operators, and here we have the purpose of the operator, and then we will see that whether you can mix those operators along with the another operator or not. It can be used alone or not. What are the desired result we can actually get using these operators? So you can get the web content, you can get the images, you can get the groups or the news. So this particular chart is really useful if you are looking for some quick action in the Google Docking. Okay, so probably you can just take the screenshot of this particular chart and then you can have it. I mean, it's really gonna be very useful. So the first operator you can see here is the in title. This one we have already seen, that if there is some content in the title of the web page and you want to access it, I mean, if you just remember a part of the title and you want to see which web page actually have this particular title, then you can use this particular operator. Okay, and in the similar way all in title is used, and the only difference is that all in title actually does not mix with all the operators. In title can be used with another operator. I mean, if you really want to get a targeted result, you can actually mix up these operators. Like you can also use the in title along with the in URL and then file type, so you can get a desired or a specific result. Okay, so suppose if I want to access some of the file whose name is I mean, on the web page or on the file there is the title called report, and the file type should be like PDF. Okay, so what I can use, I can use the in title, and in the in title I will write report, and in the file type I can write PDF, and then I will get the desired result. Okay, so let's see it how it actually work. Okay, so let me go back to our Tor. Okay, oh. So here is our Tor browser, and we have to actually go for the Google Docking. So just remember that docking is available for all the search engines, but specifically we are talking about the Google here. So I will go to google.com. Okay, so this is the Google page, and here we have the search bar. So what we are gonna see, we are gonna see how we can actually use the in title or along with the file type. Okay, so let's type like in title. So this is the keyword, or you can say it is an operator that we are going to use for the Google Docking. So write the name of the operator and then use colon, and after that you have to write what is the title, I mean what is the substring that you are looking for. So I will say I'm looking for report, and after that I will give a space and I will type file type. Sorry, I hope that it's visible to you. Let me make it bigger. Okay, so file type, and after that I will write PDF. Then I will hit enter. So can you see I have got so many results, these many results. Okay, and so these all are the PDF file, as it is saying that it's a file type PDF. Let us go with any one of them, like this one. Oops, permission denied. Okay, let's not go into state government files or something. Definitely not in the treasury government, not in the defense government. Let us try to see this one. So can you see in the title we are having the report, and it's a PDF file, so that is why it is visible to you. Okay, so this is how you're gonna use the operators in order to get your desired result. So if it is possible for you that you can use one of the operator and you can get your results, then okay. If not, then you can just merge some of the operators and then you can get your desired result. If suppose I have used only in title report, then I could have get so many reports in different format, but I wanted the report in the PDF format only, so I have written the file type as a PDF. Now just suppose that I want the report from a specific site only. I mean report, and the report should be of the PDF and it should be of this specific site. Then I will use the site operator also, or probably I just want that particular report from some specific URL, so I can use the in URL operator along with them. Okay, so that is how you're gonna use the operators and merge them to get the desired result. Okay, so it's all depend upon the creativity, how good you are, how familiar you are with the uh, website, how familiar you are with the images, or how familiar you are with the URLs, web URLs, website pages, and the content of the web page, and you can get the desired information. So this time what we are going to use, instead of report, this time we don't want the report. This time we will be looking for, suppose, username, and the file type will be, let's check in the log files. Okay, so what information I will get? I will get a file type, that is the log file, and it should have this particular string as a title, that is the username. Okay, so I think that instead of using the in title, we can use the in text. Okay, so let me show you what in text will do. So all in text, it will search for text of page only, and we have already seen that in text and all in text. So there is a minor difference only, that all in text cannot be used along with the other operators. In text actually you can use with the other operators. Okay, so I will go back to my Kali, and instead of using the in title, because in title will only search for the title of the web page, but we don't want to search the title of the web page. This time we want to search the content of the web page, so this time I will use in text and then hit enter. Okay, so these many information, so I am getting the log files which is having the content as the username. So let us open any one of them. Okay, nothing found. So what we have here, so this is an example of a log file. If you go through any of the log file, it will pretty look like this one. I mean, a bit messy in nature. So you can just go through the log file, you can just look for whatever the information you are looking for example, here we can see the tenant ID, anything interesting we can see. Okay, so probably you can see it, the username is admin and the password is secret. I don't know who is using this password, but definitely not a good password. I mean, this is the log file, and probably, I mean, this was not intended for the public viewing, but somehow it got leaked on the web, and you can just see it by using some of the specific operators. I mean, I have not used some of the hard operator or some of the very fancy operator. It was just the in-text and the file type, and I'm able to see the username and the password. Okay, so you will definitely see a lot of examples like that. I mean, if you can just go and see these things just for your learning purpose, how you're gonna secure a website if you're going for pen testing job or web application security. So these are the things that you have to look for any of the website, that its information is not leaking on the web. Okay, so this was the example for the username, along with the file type, that is the log file. So now we will see some another example. Okay, let us go back to our chart. So we have seen the in title, we have seen the in text. Let us go with the in URL. So what I will do, I will say in URL, and then what you want to see in the in URL. Okay, so it will say that I want to see the URL, and it should have this particular string, and the file type should be anything. So I will say the in URL would be like what, just like Tesla, and the file type should be log. Hit enter. Go with some another one. What is this? Okay, so this is something like a log file. Definitely it's a log file. And can you see in the URL, here we have tesla.parallel. Okay, so definitely in the URL we are having the Tesla keyword, and it's a log file. So this is what we are looking for as per our operators, because the operator is saying that in URL you want to have the Tesla and the file type should be log. So now let us see some more examples, and those information which are not in the chart also. I mean, the chart does not cover each and everything, because these are the basic operators, and believe me, these basic operators are the gems. I mean, you should have a very good hand on this, on using these particular basic operators. So just go through each one of the operator in your Tor and see what these operators can do. Now I'm gonna show you some of the other operators that can actually give you a lot of information that you won't believe. So this would be a little bit fun. So this time what I'm going to do, okay, so let us try to see something interesting. So this particular one will give you the password information, and what I'm going to do, I will file type should be env. Hit enter. Okay, so I'm saying that I need the file type as env, and I need the DB password, I mean the database password. Okay, so what are the information that we can see here? Okay, so even without opening the links, you can see here the database username is this, and the password is password. Definitely, so this is going to give you the database username and the password. Okay, So this is another way of using the operators and get some desired password or username results. Now let us see how you can actually access the webcams. I know that you are actually waiting for this particular part, and believe me, you are not going to see a lot of funny stuff there because probably you would be monitoring the traffic light, you would be monitoring some garage or something. I mean, it's not going to be that much fun that you are actually thinking in your mind. Okay, so what we can use here, actually, in order to access the webcam, you should have an idea about the webcam. I mean, what kind of webcam you are looking for and what kind of port on which the webcam actually work, and what are the extension or what are the file types actually used by the webcam. So you should have a basic idea of the webcam in order to access some hidden webcams or some leaked webcams on the web. So what I will type this time, I will write in title and I'm looking for the webcam. So let us say webcam, and what kind of webcam I'm looking for. So let's say XP5. Okay, so why it's not double quote? Okay, then hit enter. So these are the open webcams, and let's try to access any one of them and see if it's working or not. So most of the time it's not working, but some of the time you can see some of the visuals of the stream. Let us see. Now, why did you get this particular result? Because in the title you can see webcam XP5. That's why you would be able to get this particular result. So am I going to see anything? We have so many sources. Okay, so this is the webcam of some road. As I already told you that you are not going to see a lot of funny stuff there. So this could be the webcam of any place, and somehow it got leaked on the web. I mean, it's not protected carefully. That's why we are looking into it directly. Okay, so let us see with the source 8 what we can see. Okay, so from the different view you can, okay, so from the different angle, or maybe some another webcam in the same area or in the same position. That's pretty clear. So this was just an example how you can access any of the webcam if you are aware of the name of the webcam. So it was like webcam XP5. So let's try the next one, and this particular one you will find pretty interesting. You can just type index of, and then suppose that if you are looking for some web series, so I'm not gonna name any of the particular web series here because that could be a problem to me. So what I will do, I will just type like so basically you can go for any of the name here and you will get the FTP open FTP servers which can actually let you download all the stuff that you're looking for. So what I can just write here, like in the series, name of the any series or movie, so I will just say like web series. Okay, hit enter to scroll. Okay, so let's go with this one. So can you see Suitable Boy Ashram? So it's a Hindi series. There are number of series available here. You can actually download. I mean, you will get thousands of results for any of your search, and you can actually download each one of them without using the torrent. I mean, you can just click on it and the downloading will start. But be aware, it's the open FTP server, so be aware that what are the content that you are actually downloading on your computer, because that could be the harmful or the malicious content. So don't, please, I would actually recommend that use a better antivirus before opening. Just keep a double cross check using your antivirus, and then by checking the magic number of the particular file. So in this way I can show you thousands of the operators, how you can actually use any one of them and how you can get the information that are actually leaking on the web. Okay, so one important question that must be wandering in your head, that how many of the structure that you are actually going to remember in your mind. I mean, it's really hectic that you should remember that active webcam page, or suppose like index of web series, or the DB password that I have used earlier. I mean, you cannot actually remember each one of them, and you are pretty right in this thing. And that is why we are going to explore the next thing, that is the Google hacking database. I mean, the people knew that not everyone would be able to remember each one of the docking methods or the operators. That is why they have created a database where people propose their Google docking operators, and you can actually go and see it. I mean, these all are openly available. You can actually check it, you can actually use it, and you get all the information regarding all the operators or the docking string. So the very next thing that we are going to look into is the Google hacking database, and we're going to see how we can actually use it, or what are the information that we are going to get through it. Okay, so let us see very quickly that what is actually this Google hacking database, and what are the things that we can get from the Google hacking database. So go into the Google and just write Google hacking database. Sorry, hit enter, and the very first result, that is www.exploitdb.com. So this is the website for the Google hacking database, that is GHDB in the short, and I will open it. So can you see, these are the docs that has been added right now: Intex username, Intex Wineco, SolarWinds.com, and then in which category this particular dog actually falls. So what is a dog here actually? So dog is the string, or the you can also say that it's the merging of the operators. I mean, here we have merged Intex, then again Intex, and yeah, this much. So they have actually used the index two times, and they're saying that it's a dog. So dog is basically the string of the operators which can be used in order to get a meaningful result. Okay, and can you see the number of results showing 1 or to 15 out of 6,235 entries? Okay, so you can just go up to 416, and it's not going to end. I mean, you will get a lot of things here, and you can just go here, and you can do the quick search for any of them. So for example, suppose if I type like database, so this will give me results like related to the database. Okay, so dumping data for the table or something. If I type here like password, so this will give me the dog strings related to the password. Let us look for that particular dog that we have used. That was the DB password, and then file type env. Is it available here? Let us check. So I will type file type env. Okay, so I don't want. Okay, so colon here, file type env. Okay, so the very first result, we have used the DB password before file type env, so it's like the same one, and it falls in the category of files containing the password, and the author of this particular thing is Shivanshu Sharma. So you can just open it, and let us see what is the information you are getting here. So dog name is this, and this dog reveals the env files that contains the strings about the database password, hence revealing the password to the database found, and the author name. Okay, then you can click here, and it will actually let you open this Google search through this particular keyword, the operators. So I will just click on it, and the same one that we have earlier seen, that is the DB password in the file type env. So it will work pretty same. I mean, they have just created a database so that you don't have to remember each one of them in your mind, and it would be useful to all the pen tester or the security tester, and even for the people who are actually having their website, so that they can frequently check this particular website and see that if their website is not leaking something important data on the web. This was all about the Google hacking database. I am sure that you have got a clear idea about how to use the operators in order to get the desired result, and how to merge the operator, and what operators will give you what kind of information. I have already told you to take the screenshot of that particular chart, and you don't have to remind each one of the dog string, because you can actually come here in the exploitdb.com and you can find any of the string here. Okay, so let us move to the next section, and this is a very important section, that this particular Google docking is legal or not. So there is really a very big debate whether this Google docking method is illegal or legal. Some people or some group of people say that you cannot touch the stuff of the people, even when it is leaked by mistake. And the another group of the people say that go dog yourself, because the hackers are already doing it. So there are basically the two aspects of this. One is based on the law, and other is based on the moral values. So basically the law changes from country to country. Like in the USA, this particular thing is very restrictive and it is under surveillance, but somewhere else, like some place which is less defensive country, can use it freely. Okay, so this particular thing that is based on the law can be a little bit ambiguous in nature, but from the moral point of view, which is applicable to any of the country, it is going to remain same. That the understanding of the docking, you should understand that docking is just a method, or you can say that it's a kind of a filter. You are actually authorized to use as many filters as you want for your research and learning purpose, but the moment you started exploiting the vulnerability by attacking later, can be criminal minded. So remember that I have already told you that the Google knows who you are and what you did at what time. So anyhow, you won't be able to anonymize yourself completely, and someday someplace you will be exposed. Okay, so don't ever think of converting any kind of vulnerability in the threat. So I hope that you have got a clear understanding of all the modules that we have covered throughout this video. Still, if you got any kind of doubt or the confusion regarding any of the module of this video, you can just write your confusion in the comment box. I will definitely try to answer each one of them. And if you really like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And if you have any tech friends, don't forget to share this video with them. Okay, we will definitely meet in the next video with another information gathering tool. Till then, stay curious, stay protected.